Hello, everyone. Happy New Year and welcome to the Global Truth Center Toronto's first service of 2023. There, I said it. I didn't say the old year, so that's pretty awesome. It's a good start. Hello, Pierre. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, sir. I'll tell you what, why don't you sing us in?
I think that's a great idea.
All
We're
right.
going to do a song called One Big Family, and this is by the wonderful Gary Lynn Floyd and Robin Hackett.
Beautiful. Take it away.
Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light of everyone you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light of everyone you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everyone you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light of everyone you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everyone you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everyone you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everyone you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light of everyone you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey,
Yes. Now that's the way we kick off the month of celebration right there. Thank you, Pierre. That was amazing. And we are one big family. So thank you. That was, I danced the whole time. I know I wasn't on the screen, but I danced the entire time. So there you go.
It's okay to dance.
You got it. All right. Thank you, Pierre. We'll check back with you in a little bit here.
Sounds good.
So good evening, everybody. Happy New Year to you all. Thank you for coming here today and bringing your consciousness here in this moment. And whenever you had to be watching it, watching the service, that is the perfect time for you to be watching the service. So trusting and knowing that you're taking a moment for yourself and that you are celebrating yourself in some way. And trusting that this year is kicked off for you in the best possible way and knowing that it's just going to get better and better and better. So moving into that, I would like you all to just take a deep breath and just become fully present in this moment. And as you become fully present in this moment, just know that you're right where you need to be. We have this divine energy, this light, whether we call it love or God or any other name, we call it divine source, whatever that is, whatever that is to you, just know that you're here on purpose and that you are here, and let everything go that happened prior to this moment and move into this moment. Sit in this moment knowing that whatever you need to hear right now, that you're already open to receiving it, and that whatever it is, wherever you are in your life on this journey, that you are in the perfect place. I am so grateful for you showing up. I am so grateful for this medium that brings us together. And I am so grateful for this life, for this celebration of life. And so with that, I release this word to this universal mind, we call it, or divine energy, knowing that it is done, understanding that as we speak our word with a good intention, with a changed thought, that it too changes the world. So I release it, I let it go. And wherever you are, you can shout out, and so it is, if you'd like, and just know that that's concretized for tonight for a really good time and a celebration. And with that, I would like to bring in our amazing, incredible member of this community, Nick, who does meditations that are just fantastic. So Nick, hello and welcome.
Thank you, Fred, and welcome everybody to the meditation and the Wednesday service. Give me a moment to set up this sound accompaniment.
There we go.
Okay, and I invite everybody to come to this moment and be completely present. Close your eyes if you'd like. Just relax. Let your breath fall in easily. Pay attention to your breath without changing anything. And breathe gently and fully, being completely present. Feel the earth underneath your feet. And know that the earth supports us. Feel the energy all around you. And keep in mind that we're all united, everyone listening to this meditation, sharing, drawing our life from one source. Just be aware of that energy. And now, I'd like to offer a poem. Our theme for this month is celebration. And this is a celebratory poem that came to me when I woke up after a dream. And it's about a goose. That was the image I saw, and that's what I wrote about. But it's really about you and me. I am the goose, I swim, I fly. I am the goose, dive deep, soar high. I am the goose, work hard, live free. I am the goose, just let me be. Flight across the sunlit sky. I'm on my route, don't ask me why. We float together, all as one. Still I'm alone, just me and sun. In autumn chill, the primal sound calls all to travel back around, to tropic sojourn, far from cold, and back again, still true and bold. Diving deep into the lake, aquatic bounty there to take, all abundance that I need, fruit of the eternal seed. Deep to a primeval source, gathering my vital force, back to surface, fed anew, lusty power through and through. Our constant journey in the air, 1,000 miles from here to there. It's not the end that I desire. The travel sets my heart afire. On the same route every year, unchanging pattern, never fear. A ground plan in a vast expanse, a well-lived life, a grand romance. And now, I invite everyone to think about the power, the creative power that we all draw our life and our experience from. This infinite creative power, I call it God, universal mind, spirit, universal love, the quantum field. This power is everywhere, creating all of experience. And creating all of our experience in love. Universal mind is love. Universal mind is the source of all bounty, all blessing. The universal, loving, creative spirit is who I am. I welcome all of this bounty, all of this love into my life. And just as I express divine spirit, I see divine spirit in everyone. We're all one, all part of one loving unity.
Let's be real. It's the perfect time to go back in time with the stories of hip-hop's craziest parties, nastiest beefs, fly.
I recognize all of this creative power, and I invite everyone to continue to breathe deeply and fully. The universal mind is full of life. I see abundant life everywhere. All of nature, all of the vast spectrum of life around me comes from the one source. I am constantly expressing universal vitality. And bringing it to the fullest expression. This is what I call good health. And no matter what experience I'm having, life, vitality are continuing to fill me. Life and vitality mean different things to different people. Think about what life, vitality, and health mean to you. And celebrate this abundant vitality, the vitality that flows from divine mind. And experience it in your own way. Continue to breathe deeply and fully. Universal mind is abundant. And I open myself to abundance, knowing that I am worthy of all the blessing that Universal Mind has to offer. Abundance can take many forms. Abundance of wealth, abundance of time, abundance of support. And I celebrate the abundance of Universal Mind as I open up to it. I invite everyone to think about what abundance means to you. Sit with that image, that thought, and continue to breathe deeply and fully. Universal Mind is full of love. It is love. And I welcome all of the universal love into my life and my experience. In Universal Mind, I'm free to love myself completely without any reservation. I see the divine light in everyone, and I am free to hold everyone in perfect love. I bring this love to all of my relationships, and I celebrate the spectrum of relationships that enrich my life. I invite everyone to think about the relationships that are important to you. I invite everyone to think about relationship. And be grateful for Universal Spirit. And I invite everyone to continue to breathe deeply and fully. The Universal Mind is fully and completely creative. I welcome this creative spirit into my life, choosing my experience from a spectrum of possibilities, following my heart to find my life path, and offering my gifts to the world in my own unique way. I celebrate my own gifts and the gifts that everyone brings to our experience. And I invite everyone to think about creativity in their own way and continue to breathe deeply and fully. And now, I give gratitude for life, relationship, creativity, abundance. Just as each of us create in our own way, each of us gives gratitude in our own way. And I invite everyone to give gratitude as they need to, as they want to. I go forward into my life, creating it every step of the way. My life is a masterpiece. And I celebrate all the new experiences that come my way. I release my word as law, knowing my power to create, our power to create. Please join me in saying, and so it is. And now I invite everyone back to the service as we move forward. Namaste.
This sounds very strange. Hello. Check 1, 2. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Something happened with my technology. Let me just try that again. Can you hear me? Talk amongst yourselves for 1 second. Something went awry with a pedal. Talk for 1 second.
All right, we'll do. We'll do. Here we are. Hey, Pierre, you know what? I have to chuckle a little bit because I said that I trust and know that technology is going to serve us perfectly tonight. And so sometimes when you put something into consciousness, maybe there's a little doubt there. And so good to clear the doubt when you say it.
Check 1, 2. Oh, we're better.
And now you're there.
Now I'm here.
All right, take it away, Pierre.
It's sometimes that, you turn it off and turn it back on again.
Yeah, kick it.
Okay,
It used to be slap the TV. Now it's turn it off, turn it on, right?
Exactly. I think everybody knows this one here. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day and the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, "How do you do?" They're really saying, "I love you." I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Ah, Pierre, that's a prayer within itself. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I'm so glad we waited for that song.
Yeah, I sounded very strange before. So
I'll have to watch it in the review because, it was a little pinchy, but I could hear your voice. I thought, what? And then
on my end, I couldn't. It was just like,
yeah, it started to do
so
that too.
much
See,
better.
we talked about technology, right? So this is all part of it. What are you going to do?
Yep.
Thank you, Pierre. We'll see you a little later.
Okay.
That was an awesome song. Thank you. And perfect for the theme celebration as well. So
Great.
wonderful. Thank you. And at this point, I'd like to bring back Nick Marcelli, our wonderful practitioner at the center and also a ministerial student. Hello, Nick.
Hello.
How are you doing tonight, sir?
Oh, good.
Well, first of all, Happy New Year to you. And just wanted to check in. How was your holidays? How was your holidays this year?
Well, my holidays for quite a number of years have been very, very low key, but I managed to make the rounds, see the people I wanted to see. And I did have one wonderful moment. I went out for dinner with my brother, which was kind of an unusual thing for us to do. It wasn't the thing we normally went to or do together. I normally went out to his house, but we met halfway between our homes, which are at opposite ends of the city, and we landed in the neighborhood we grew up in. So we were going back home, sitting in a restaurant, having an excellent connecting conversation, and I felt really grateful for that, and lots of other good social moments.
Oh, that's good to hear, Nick. I'm glad that it went so well. And treasure those moments that you get to share like that. So in that vein, our word this month, our focus is celebrate. That's what our theme is. So what does celebrate look like to you in your life? How do you celebrate life?
Well, I couldn't help thinking that the theme of Awaken last month and the theme of Celebrate this month went very well together, one month after the other. I've been paying lots of attention to little things that I tended to push out of my mind, and realizing just how valuable people are to me and giving a lot of love. It was funny, this holiday season, I actually did get into conflicts a couple of times. That didn't bother me because behind that, there was love, and I knew that.
Well, that's actually really interesting because we sometimes think that if we're in conflict, then it must be a bad situation. Sometimes it can actually, we can still find the good through that process. And it's exactly like you said, if love is at the foundation of it, you can discuss anything pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good. So that's a great way to talk to kick off celebration. Because we're at the beginning of a new year, is there any message? Is there anything that you would like our community to know, or something you want to say to our community as we step into this new year? A thought that comes to mind.
Well, something I've been thinking about a lot, and I may have said this in one of my other practitioner turns, but we're really and truly at choice. Whatever's happening, I can always bring myself to a new mood and make a change. And that is in its own right an excellent reason to celebrate.
Absolutely, Nick. Absolutely. And I couldn't agree more. I mean, I would say that that's one of the main tenements. If people tune in every week or whenever they tune in, when you hear us, we'll always be talking about choice, that we're a choice. So that is a brilliant message to leave with the community as we step into this year. So thank you for sharing that. And thank you for sharing your fabulous meditation. By the way, I love the fact that technology mingled with that as well. I have
Yeah,
to tell you that I was so
the,
deep in meditation.
the commercial came on, and
Yeah. And
I got reminded that that's what that platform does sometimes. So
right.
I'll
So
have to think about that.
what was interesting is I was so deep into the meditation that when it started saying, hip hop and the thing, and I started thinking, Nick, like where's Nick going with this? I'm like, oh, wait a second, that's not Nick. Okay, get back. And then
And
but I,
well,
I stayed in connection to the voice and the message, regardless of that little kind of blip that happened there. So,
and Carrie came through and rescued us.
oh, well, that's good. That's wonderful. Good to hear. Good to hear that that happened. So, see, technology worked. It recovered, right? So that's what's key as well. But thank you, Nick. Thank you for your fabulous discussion right now. And thank you for your showing up tonight. I know that as a ministerial student, it takes a lot of time and a lot of commitment. So that you came here tonight and prepared a meditation in the midst of getting back to the books tomorrow.
Yeah.
I really, really do appreciate that you showed up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And with that, if you could read our theme this month, maybe read it once. And then
Yes.
everybody can join you after.
Yes. Here's the affirmation. I celebrate my commitment to living my life to the fullest. And now repeat with me. I celebrate my commitment to living my life to the fullest.
Namaste, Nick. Thank you so much. We'll see you a little bit later. And again, thank you for showing up as you always do. Thank you.
Of course.
All right. And so welcome, everyone. Welcome to the first message of 2023. There, I said it right, 2023. Happy New Year. I wish you prosperity and love and peace. And what a reason to celebrate that we step into a new year. Are you celebrating your life fully? Are you living your life at the highest vibration for yourself? What does that feel like to you when you do? How does that feel? Think about the feelings behind it. There was many ways to celebrate. This holiday was a very special one for me. I actually got to celebrate it with my father for the first time in many, many, many years. And just being able to be with him. He talked about old stories and he talked about his childhood, and there were so many things that I never knew about his young life. And I truly relish these moments now. I mean, fully embrace them. I probably now more than ever, as my father ages and as I'm getting a little bit older and wanting to understand more of who he is and how he lived his life, I want to hear all about it every chance I get. And so I got to do that. And because I was up north, we actually got to celebrate with my brother's daughter and her 4 kids. And so they came over and we had an opportunity to share, celebrate that with them. And, there's nothing more. There's nothing more Christmassy than watching kids open presents and eat too much chocolate and be loud and have fun. And that's exactly what they did. I got to celebrate with my family the week before as well. We went out for dinner and we managed to have a little bit of a celebration as well. So it was a really nice celebration. I got to see all of my family. We got to hug and connect, and that's so important, especially over the last few years when that didn't really happen. And as I said, there's nothing like watching young people open presents. I have to tell you, I also got celebrated, and it was interesting because I got some beautiful notepads and some funny tongue-in-cheek. So here we go. I'll show you them. The first one says, "A truly great minister is hard to find, difficult to part with, and impossible to forget." That was from my great niece. From my niece, I never dreamed I'd grow up and be a super cool minister, but here I am, absolutely killing it. I love that as well. And then the last one, which I love, it says, minister, because badass miracle worker is not an official job title. So I love that because not because it speaks to, what my ministry is or anything like that, but it speaks to how they see my ministry and how they celebrate the fact that I am a minister. And so I just loved it. I thought it was absolutely perfect. And the quiet time with my dad and his girlfriend was so beautiful too. Mix that in. Oh, and then we had about 60 centimeters, so about 2 feet of snow. And it was like living in a snow globe up there, up north. I also remember that my last talk, I talked about the movie It's a Wonderful Life. I realized that my father hadn't seen it before. And so it was on television. So I watched it with my father for the first time. I celebrated friends over the holiday between Christmas and New Year's. I had a celebration. There was a little bit of a dinner and it was so nice. My friends in Niagara were so helpful with me when I came here with this new life here in the Falls. And they were also instrumental in my life during COVID. Because we couldn't really go anywhere, but we hiked. And so it was so nice to have an evening dinner with them and to catch up. And there were some friends there that I hadn't seen in like 32 years. And then there was the celebration of New Year's and however you celebrated New Year's. I happened to be this year with a bunch of friends who I absolutely love and adore. Some I hadn't been with, I've been friends with for, again, 32 years and more. It was quite a party. There was a buffet after midnight was brought out and there was lots of food and just great celebration. So I think of all of those things. So as usual, what happens is that when we talk about a theme or something, it starts showing up, and that's exactly what happened throughout this holiday. And like everything in our philosophy, what we focus on expands. If you take nothing from that, what you focus on expands. I see God or I see love, whatever word you are comfortable with. I interchange God and love because to me it's all the same. It's just energy. And I see it in everything. And that is something that I choose to celebrate more than anything. It's just part of who I am. Recently, I had a conversation with a friend of mine who said that he just wasn't happy. He said I was talking to him about the theme celebrate, and he said, well, there's nothing to celebrate. He goes, I'm not happy. There's nothing wrong with my life. I mean, I've got a job and even a second job, and I like what I do. And, life is good. And, all the checks off all the boxes, he said, but I don't know that there's much to celebrate. And like I said, he just wasn't feeling happy. And I said to him, I said, happiness is an inside job. It's something that we have to work at. It's a choice we make. I think about my own spiritual journey. I remember thinking when I was younger, when I was much younger, that when I owned a particular type of house or drove a certain car, had a certain job or a certain job title, traveled, had a partner who loved me, had friends who surrounded me, had family who loved me. I remember thinking, when I have all of that, life will be perfect and I'll be happy. And I remember at 33 years old, driving in my driveway in the car that I said I wanted, into the driveway that I said I wanted, coming back from a conference where I was enjoying the luxury of being the publisher of a magazine in an industry. And so they pampered me everywhere I went, to all of these conferences. And I remember sitting in the driveway, driving in and thinking, I'm not happy. I thought all of this would make me happy, but it doesn't. And that was when I had the realization that there was something more out there, and I didn't know what it was. I realized that there was something else. There was some purpose that I was missing, and something that I was not tapped into. That's when the quest for me began to find something greater. And I realized as I started to do this that there was nothing outside of me that could make me happy. There was nothing outside of me that could make me see all these things that I owned, that I thought I owned, but I felt like owned me. There was nothing that could change that perspective. Only I could do that. And so I began seeking more. And what happened is that I started reading books. I picked up some spiritual books. I remember Wayne Dyer. I started reading, actually, the president of our board, Michel, sent me a copy of A Course in Miracles and said, oh my gosh, you have to read this. So that began this spiritual journey, this connection to myself in a way that I was responsible for my own feelings, my own actions. And the book started showing up. I mean, there started to be so many synchronicities that started happening. And what was interesting is that everything I was reading, it was like, this is something that I could have said. And there it was on the page, or there it was on, in the newspaper, or there it was, there was always somebody who was talking about something that I had just been thinking. So I started to feel like I know that I'm on the right track. And be careful, notice that for yourself, like as you begin to expand your understanding of, your purpose here or whatever life is, begin to realize that there's synchronicities that show up, and then stay in that feeling of goodness, of celebration. A couple months ago, it was gratitude. And as Nick said, gratitude, then awakening, then celebrate. It's all like part of this. It's like it just flows from one to the other. But remember those feelings, because those feelings are important, and don't ever underestimate how valuable they are. I often use feelings in a treatment. So I'll ask somebody to imagine what it feels like if, or what would it feel like if, whatever it is that they desire was happening. I remember one time a few years ago, I had a meeting with a client, and they had signed a contract. And they wanted out of the contract. And so I was trying to tell them that their highest good was going to take place. But every time I said, if it doesn't get signed, they shut down and said, no, it has to be, because it has to be, because it has to be. So I thought, and it was the first time that I did this. I mean, I'd always ask the questions and could get there. But I said to them, now imagine what it's going to feel like when you get a call tomorrow and they tell you that that you're out of the contract and you're no longer committed to it. How will that feel for you? And, the husband said, well, I'd be happy. And, and the wife said, well, I'll be dancing around the kitchen. And the husband said, well, I'll dance with her around the kitchen. And I said, okay, so do that. You just got the call, do that, get in that energy. And I remember them saying, well, this feels silly. I'm going, no, but get in that energy. And I go, okay, so no matter what, that's the energy that you want to feel, correct? And they went, yes. And I said, okay. And there was this little part of me that niggled and said, no, they're not getting out of this contract, but I believe it's for their highest good, and they don't know that. It turned out that it was, because there was real estate involved. And actually the real estate, what happened to real estate since the beginning of COVID. And they found the finances, and it just all came together for them. And that's kind of what we need to do in our own lives. Get into the energy of what it'll feel like, and then release the outcome, because you may have the energy thinking that you want something, and there could be something even greater being prepared for you. So be open to that. Be open to that and celebrate life. Celebrate life, even in the times when there are challenges. Celebrate life. For some of us, it's not easy to get into the mood of celebration. That doesn't feel like there's much to celebrate. But here's the thing, that is, to me, the time that you have to find the time to really find something to celebrate for yourself when things are really tough. You know what? Here's the thing. Perhaps it's because you made it through. I mean, even though there was a hard time, maybe you celebrate that you made it through. We think of celebration as this big thing, but really it can just be a small thing that we need to do within ourselves. So even in the difficult times, find something to celebrate. Perhaps it's something like you managed to be present in a situation when there's a million reasons why you might have been distracted. Maybe it's something to do with your kids and you were really present in the moment. Celebrate that. Or a long lost friend or a relative and you put everything else aside and you became really present. Start to do that more and then celebrate that. The thing that I love most about our philosophy is that we don't tell people what to think, but we tell people how, not what to think or not how to think, but how to use the process so that they can decide what works for them, make choices that are best for them. That's what I love about our philosophy. Do you make New Year's resolutions? I know some people don't because they have failed in the past, but how about this? Maybe we resolve to find reasons to celebrate. Maybe we resolve ourselves every day to find reasons to celebrate, just like gratitude. Hopefully you're all practicing gratitude every day. Choose to do celebrate. And you know what? When you're choosing to celebrate, find a way to celebrate you in a positive way. You know what? There's always ways to move forward from that. Ernest Holmes says that what we resist persists. Do not resist the things that feel like a burden. Examine them under the microscope of love only. Change the focus. Change what it is that you're focusing on. They taught you something, those things that were difficult. I read a meme that said, and I love this, the mistakes we made should be a lesson, not a life sentence. Let go of those things that are holding you back, folks. Hold on to those things that work for you. Trust your feelings and choose to celebrate that. You have the ability to choose. That's the message that I really want you to get today. Commit to living your life to the fullest, right from where you are now. As our affirmation states, I celebrate my commitment to living my life to the fullest. Why not celebrate that? Celebrate the small moments and the big ones. We are here, we have each other in a like-minded community that we know that is expanding and it is growing. Celebrate you. I remember there was a comedian named Loretta LaRoche, and she used to have a program on PBS. And she used to do this when she walked into a room. She'd walk into a room and say, ta-da, I showed up, I'm celebrating me. And in my head, I saw that many times. And in my head, I remember that became part of my thing. I'd get to work and in my head, I'd go, ta-da. I think, oh, that's kind of weird, but it's not weird. Celebrate you, celebrate that. Remember that you are part of a universe, that it is grand, and that it is a gift to be part of it. Remember that love is always the answer, and ask the questions. What can I celebrate? Ask that question. And then look at what shows up in your life. Feel what it feels like to live in a world where love is the answer and love is at the core of everything. Know that for 2023. That is what I charge you with this month, to celebrate everything, whether it is a holiday or a family member or friends or a group of friends or a community. I look forward to the day that we'll celebrate as a community together, and that day will come. But most importantly, this month, celebrate you. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for giving yourself this magnificent gift of time. It is a gift to yourself, and know that. Know this, that our community, our center is run. There are some financial commitments that we have. So if you are in a position that you can give to the center to help us grow, that would be great. It helps us get our message out. Remember this, I always say this, that money is energy, love is energy. And so money is love, it is just energy. And the law of circulation is that as I give, I tell the universe that I'm abundant and more shows up. So just know that as well. As you give freely, give lovingly. And you can donate by going to Toronto, Global Truth Center Toronto, or you can do an e-transfer at info@globaltruthcentertoronto.com. And so if you do that, that would be fantastic. Classes were supposed to start last night with Reverend Dr. Laurie. Dr. Laurie was not able to, was not feeling well. So we're going to start classes this Tuesday. I invite you all to join. Next newsletter will have a link in it. Click on that link. Come into the class next Tuesday night at 6:30. Tuesday at 6:30, January 10th. Tune into that class and see if it's for you. And if it is, feel free to sign up. That would be awesome. At this time, I just wanted to bring back Pierre and Nick, and I wanted to give a special shout out and a special thank you to our technology wizard and wizard in the background, Carrie Garnier. Carrie, thank you so much for helping us out tonight. Pierre, your music tonight, as always, spot on, perfect.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for being here, and that's awesome. Nick, what can I say? Your meditation, I'll be visiting that meditation throughout the week. That I can guarantee you on the archives. So with that, I thank you as well for bringing your consciousness here as we started. This is your 1 hour gift to yourself. Glad you showed up. Glad you stayed. Wherever and whenever you see this or hear this, know that is a perfect time. So with that, Pierre, if you can play us out, that would be fantastic.
Okay. This is a Boston tune from our 70s past.
Whoa.
It's called Peace of Mind. Feeling kind of low about the dues you've been paying, future's looking much too slow, and you wanna run but somehow you just keep on staying. You can't decide which way to go. I just stand by indecision. I don't care if I get behind people living in competition. All I want is to have my peace of mind. Now you're climbing to the top of the company ladder. Hope it doesn't take too long. Can't you see there comes a day it won't matter? Comes a day when you'll be gone. I understand about indecision. I don't care if I get behind people living in competition. All I want is to have my peace of mind. Take a look ahead. Take a look ahead. Yeah. Woo. Everybody's got advice they keep on giving. Doesn't mean too much to me. Lots of people have to make believe they're living. Can't decide who they should be. I understand about indecision. I don't care if I get behind people living in competition. All I want is to have my peace of mind. Kind of hard to sync the drums. I have to turn them off. So the endings aren't always like perfectly clean.
Oh, but it's so by then we're so tuned in. So thank you everyone. Thank you everyone online. And again, love you guys. Love you guys.
Love you too.
We'll see you all. Come back next week. We'll be here next week.